mean, we're getting really close here. So the record-breaking government shutdown could be just hours away from ending. The House of Representatives is reconvening and set to vote soon on the bill that would reopen the government. 11 Alive Zach Merchant, co-anchor of the Georgia Vote, joins us now from the newsroom.
So, Zach, I know you've been on the phones all day speaking with lawmakers in Washington as well as here on the ground in Georgia. Where do things stand right now?
You know, and Faith, you've been doing the same thing. You and I both, and the whole news team here, we've been covering this for well over a month now. 43 days of this shutdown. Soon, it could now be over. Just in the last 2 hours, I spoke with Congressman Mike Collins, a Georgia Republican, who said he expects the funding bill to come up for a vote around 7 o'clock tonight in the House. This is how we got here. The vote, it's expected to be a narrow one, but Republicans, they expect it to pass. The bill gets to the House after a group of 8 moderate senators broke from the Democratic Party over the weekend, giving Republicans just enough votes to push forward a funding bill in the Senate. So if the House also passes it tonight, the shutdown will end. Republicans like Mike Collins, who represents Georgia's 10th district, expressed optimism that the vote would pass and frustration with the shutdown that they blame Democrats for.
My first reactions are that the government should have never been shut down to begin with. And we are at the same spot that we were before the shutdown happened. The only problem is that you've had 1.4 million people of the state of Georgia that lost their SNAP benefits during that time.
Now, Democrats, who you will hear more from in just a moment, they had a very different view of things. They blamed Republicans for the shutdown, and they blamed Republicans, including President Trump, for dragging their feet in dispersing SNAP benefits from a contingency fund. Now, if we should note, this House bill is passed, or rather the House passes the Senate bill, what it will do, it'll provide funds to reopen the government through January. It will guarantee back pay for furloughed federal workers. It will not extend these Affordable Care Act subsidies that were a key sticking point of this negotiation. That will likely come up in December, which means that even if the government gets reopened in the next couple hours, this big conversation we've been seeing take place in Washington, it is likely to continue in the next couple weeks.
Zach, and you just mentioned it there, the Affordable Care Act subsidies, the extension of those, really the crux of the issue for Democrats. Just hours ago, I sat down with, virtually sat down with Representative Nikema Williams, who is in Washington, D.C. ahead of tonight's vote, and asked her, how can Democrats and Republicans come together on this thing? Here's what she had to say. What do you think you could reach across the aisle with and agree on with Republicans to help the people of Georgia make sure that they do have affordable health care?
Well, I mean, first it means that they have to admit that they're a part of this problem. They have brought this problem to the American people and created this false choice. So we should not be moving forward on this pinky promise when what we know is that we can't trust the word of a lot of our colleagues, and especially our president. Things that are already the rule of law have been changed, and he's ignored them. We heard from a federal judge saying, pay people full SNAP benefits, and he's appealing that. There's a special place in hell for people who don't want to feed hungry children. So that was insane to me. But we need people to come to the table and sit down and have this conversation about how do we get people the care that they need.
And the pinky promise she's talking about there, Republicans, at least in the Senate, saying that they will have a vote mid-December on whether or not to extend these health subsidies from the ACA. No word yet on if Republicans will support that or even if it will get to the House. But we will keep an eye on this vote and bring you updates throughout the evening. We are hearing that the vote could come down around 7 p.m. tonight, Ron.